Hi there, my name is Cheesy and welcome back to Parmesiano. In today's episode we will be taking a look at some of our electricity production. As you can see here, currently we are consuming quite a bit of electricity and we are producing exactly none. If you remember from our very first episode, we decided to import the electricity from the outside. Let me see, somewhere over here is the transformer. And this line is just going outside of the city, importing electricity for us. But today I want to start building our own electricity. You can see that currently we are still losing quite a bit of money. And over here the services trade, 137,000 we spend each month on imported electricity. And you can see that if we would just get rid of this balance, then we are almost positive again. So I think if we can start with producing our own electricity, then maybe that would be a good start of making this city economically viable. There are a few options for electricity. Currently we don't have any unlocked, but we could place a small power plant, coal power plant, or normal coal power plant. Then we have gas power. This costs 625 to keep up, but it produces only 250 megawatts of power. We could then go with a coal power plant. It is cheaper and it produces more electricity, but I think this is quite a polluting industry. Then we have a geothermal power plant. Solar power, I do like this, but not in this stage of the city. I think first we would need to make a little bit more electricity for the day and night, because these solar power plants, they don't produce any electricity at night or during bad weather, stuff like that. So let's first make some sort of basic energy provision, and then we can get back to the solar power later on. We could go with a nuclear power plant. This is quite expensive. It is 1 million in upkeep, but it produces the most electricity of any type of producer. But this costs 5 million, and that is money we simply do not have at this stage of the game. So what I think is that we are going to go for a geothermal power plant. And this, you can see it over here, it requires groundwater. So let's have a look at our deposits. We have a few groundwater deposits available. I don't think we are going to use any of these because this is in the city area. Then we could go over here near the ore area. But yeah, we already have these people living over here to work this area. Maybe that's a bit too much industry all in one place. Then we could go over here near the highways, but I don't think this is the prettiest site when you're entering the city. So I'm going to leave that. And then we have these two deposits over here. So I think we're going to use one of these. So let's also have a look at our contour lines. We can see that the deposit that was over here is maybe a bit steep. If we zoom in, you can see the hill is going up right away. But maybe over here we can make something work. It isn't exactly flat, but it's a better space to work with than we had over here. So let's unlock these tiles so that we can get here. I haven't seen any of the comments on the last video yet, but if you have some ideas, leave some comments below. And let's also go into our progression and unlock the power plant. So we are looking for the geothermal power plant, so unlock this one first and then the geothermal power plant. It still leaves us with more than enough points, so we don't have to worry about that anytime soon. Then let's flatten out a space over here for the power plant. Something like that, and then we can soften the edges. I think you all know by now how this works. And if not, I would encourage you to watch my previous videos, because we use this tool quite a lot in this. So then I think we will use this road connection to get us back. This power plant doesn't need any resources. So like this power plant, we would have to truck in the coal. But for this we don't need that, so we don't need direct access to the highway. But it is useful that our citizens can get there. So maybe we will need one more bridge, maybe over here somewhere, so that people living on this island can quickly go to work in the power plant via this road that we will build in a second, instead of going all the way over to main Parmesiano, driving through the farm area until they can get up here. No, they need a direct route. So a few more tiles. I think one should do the job. Okay. And then let's get into our roads again. I want to make a crossing over here. And this looks flat enough, so we can go with it. Then if we put our contour lines back on, we can just follow some of the lines. Let's follow this contour line until we reach the height that we need for the train depot. And this we can do with a complex curve. So for the people that don't know how this works, you can click once straight in front of the road you're coming from, once straight in front of the road you want to go to, and then end up in that road, and you will have a perfect bend into that road. Wonderful. And then on this side we can go underneath the train bridge. So let's do that as well. And find a way up to our plateau. So we will have to cross over this hill a little bit. So what we can do to make this easier is to go into our landscaping tools and slope it up a bit by right clicking the top height and then left clicking from where you want to start the incline. And you can see this makes a nice and gentle path for the road. So let's place the road right over here. Wonderful. Take this back a bit. Then we can match these roads up using our complex curve again. That's just so easy. Let's also clean out the edges of the hill. Great, and this means we have access now. So let's take a look at our power plant. This is our geothermal power plant. It generates electricity from heat drawn from deep underground, so that's why we need the groundwater. And this means no fuel is needed for these power plants. As a downside, they are somewhat expensive to build and maintain. But well, that's relative. As we just saw, this is 300,000 to upkeep. And it produces 150 megawatts of electricity. So it's just as expensive as a coal power plant. So this produces double, but it also costs double. So yeah, I don't think that is a real problem. I think we can maintain this just fine. But it does cause a little air pollution. So what we actually need to do is check our wind. If we go into our industry zoning menu, then we can see that these arrows indicate the wind. So if we place it over here, the wind is going to blow that way, away from our city, and we won't have any problems. And then we also need a way to find our way back into the power grid. You can see on this building the cables leave on the top left side. So if we point the building in this direction, we can probably make it line up with our electricity. So let's see if we are on the flat space. Yes, we are. Okay, plop this down. Let's connect the power station to our entry road. Like this. And then maybe also put some parking spaces over here for our employees. So a couple of mediums should do the job. And then maybe we add a small commercial side over here so that people can buy something for lunch if they forgot it. Then we need to add the power lines so that we are actually producing this for our city, and we can also sell it to the outside world. So I think we will just cross the water like this. And we should be all connected and producing now. So what is going on right here? No car access. No problem, we can just extend the road until here. You have access right now. And let's see if this is producing. So it's not that efficient at this moment. Low water depth. What does that mean? Let's check our... It should be connected. It is on this place. Let's see if we can do something about that. So maybe if we use this upgrade, the binary cycle power plant, it allows the plant to use lower geothermal temperatures. And if we look here, we have low water depth. So maybe this would increase our production. So currently we're on 47. Let's see what happens if we add this one. This doesn't seem to creep up yet, so I think we need to place it really on top of the water source. Right now we see these pipes, and I think they symbolize where the water is coming from. So we could just turn this around a little bit, and I think that should save our production. It's a bit of a shame, but well, it is what it is. We can just redo this, and we don't have to feel really sad about it. Let's see if we can do it from this info view. Let's relocate the building and try to get all of these water pumps into the right position. Maybe something like this. Let's connect it up again and see if our theory is correct. I sure hope it is, because it would be a shame if we did this all for nothing. And of course we need to reconnect the power lines. And we can see that the low water depth has gone. So our theory is correct. As long as these pipes are above the water source, then we are doing okay. Now we are just having problem with not enough employees, but I think they will come in over time. I don't really worry about that. So now we are producing 156 megawatts of power. That is enough to produce our demand of 28. It also means we are currently selling a lot back to the system. So let's see how this affects our finances. We can see here service trade has gone completely. And now, instead of paying 167 around it, I think it was, we are now actually selling it for about double this. So with just one little trick, adding the power station, we are now self-sufficient. We also got the achievement for making green energy, and we are finally making positive money in Parmesiano. I think this is a first. Until now we have been living on the bonuses we get from upgrading, but now we are actually making money on our own. Before we continue, I want to pretty this up a bit. I want to hide the power plant from the people that are living over here in the fancy neighborhood. So what we will do is we go around with our birches and our pines. They are quite tall. We will have a small brush and we are going to just plant these edges of the power plant full with these types of trees. I don't want them under the power lines, of course. That would be very dangerous. But besides that, we are going to have a thick layer of landscaping. Let's not forget our amenities. So just as before, I want to place 2 parking lots, a little commercial place for people to get some lunch, and maybe a small park for them to eat their lunch in. So that could go over here near the entrance. And with that, we have created a very profitable service for our city. Please let me know what you think, what you want to see from the channel and what you think about the future of the channel. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check last Saturday's video about that. Further than that, please like this video, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, maybe share it with your friends. My name is Cheesy. Bye bye.